The Pittsburgh Steelers did a phenomenal job throughout the entirety of the NFL offseason, bringing new talent everywhere, including guys like Patrick Peterson, Keanu Neal, and Allen Robinson, and so many more potential day one starters through free agency. Not only did they drastically improve this team in the first period of the offseason, but they also absolutely smashed the NFL draft as well. Now, with that being said, rookie minicamp is officially in the books, and the Steelers are gearing up to start OTAs. Now, in this video, I'll be breaking down the entirety of the Steelers rookie minicamp, who showed out, who didn't, and what they need to do next in order to shock the world next season. However, before we jump into the video, make sure you guys do me a huge favor. Smash that like button. It helps out the channel so much. So let's see just how big this Steelers fan base is. Let's see if you guys can get over 500 likes on this video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will be covering the Steelers and the rest of the NFL all year long. So join the family. And one last thing, comment down below, who do you think is the biggest sleeper in this year's draft class for the Pittsburgh Steelers? And without any further ado, let's jump right into today's video. Now, I do want to let you know before I talk about a bunch of these guys who stood out, I want you guys to know that yes, a player can stand out during rookie minicamp and they can pass the eye test, but take everything I say in this video with a grain of salt. We won't know their true potential until they finally put the pads on in just a couple of weeks. So get ready for that. But what I say in this video, like I said, just take with a grain of salt. Yes, you can show out, but it doesn't mean so much because you don't have pads on, you don't have a helmet on. You pretty much just, no pads. It's just, drills and stuff like that. So, yes, you can show out, but don't take it too literal. Now, with that being said, the first guy I want to talk about is Broderick Jones. Now, Broderick seems to be the team's starting tackle heading into the start of the season, and to be honest, he has elite potential to be a cornerstone player of this offensive line for years to come. In minicamp, the coaching staff loved his IQ, his effort, and overall awareness for such a young player. And you know what? That's just going to continue to get better and better and grow as time goes on, as he gets, the chance to get familiar with the playbook and get some, mentorship from guys like, James Daniels and some other guys, Dan Moore, who's been on the roster for a little bit, but all these guys can help him develop into a solid left tackle, and, he could be the future of this team going forward. Now, from the jump, Broderick Jones will provide an immediate upgrade to Kenny Pickett's blind side, and it will also help in the running game as well. Jones never gave up a sack in college, and he'll bring that same mentality to Pittsburgh, and this was a clear home run pickup here for the Steelers. But again, we'll have to wait and see, what happens when the pads get on, if he can continue this dominance that he showed at the collegiate level and so far in rookie minicamp. We'll see if he can carry that over to training camp. But so far, so good for the first round pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, from there's another offensive lineman that really stood out, and this time it was William Dunkel. Now, if you don't know who William Dunkel is, he's a guard who joined the team last year after being cut by the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Dunkel spent the entire 2022 season on the practice squad, where he continued to improve his game, and it's starting to show right now. Nobody really expected to see Dunkel make some noise this offseason, but man, is he doing exactly that. The coaching staff was gushing about him, and they were even saying that Dunkel stood out over everybody. Even first round pick Broderick Jones didn't look even as good as William Dunkel, which is saying a lot. Now, we love to see guys continue to develop over their careers, especially an undrafted free agent in William Dunkel. I don't know if he'll make the roster, but if he can continue to play the way he has been, look for him to get a job on the team, if not the practice squad again this year. But man, that is a good sign for a Pittsburgh Steelers team who needed more depth at offensive line. You got a guy right here, William Dunkel, who is starting to look like a very good player throughout the beginning stages of the offseason. Now, another surprise was quarterback Bryce Perkins, and I'm not too sure if he's going to have any shot making this roster, strictly because they have Kenny Pickett. They got Mitch Trubisky back. You got Mason Rudolph back. You signed Tanner McMorgan as an undrafted free agent. And now you got Bryce Perkins, who absolutely looked amazing. But he's going to have a uphill battle, man, to fight for potentially a practice squad spot. But man, if he continues to do what he's doing, like I said, the coaching staff and the front office has loved what they've seen out of Bryce Perkins. So maybe he can get a deal here with the Steelers for the rest of training camp, but we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comment section down below, who do you have more faith in right now as a backup quarterback? Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, Tanner Morgan, or Bryce Perkins? Comment down below real quick. Now, before we talk a little bit more about the defensive players, which is probably what you guys want to hear about, do me a favor, smash that like button if you're enjoying the video so far. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will be covering the NFL, and also I will be live streaming some Steelers games next season. So if you ever want to chill and watch a game with me, make sure you guys join the family, turn on post notifications so you're notified every time we go live for a game or post a video as well. But let's get right back into the Steelers rookie camp. Now, let's move on to a guy in Nick Herbig. Now, a linebacker who primarily comes off the edge as a pass rusher, but has also shown the ability to drop back in coverage as well. Now, Nick Herbig is already bringing big-time energy and versatility to this defense at such a young age, and could potentially carve out himself a role on this team going forward. Watch out for Nick Herbig to turn some heads this summer, both coming off the edge and dropping back into coverage as well as a middle linebacker. But I really love what I'm seeing from Nick Herbig, who also has a brother on this team in Nate Herbig, who is a right guard. So look for them to start to build some chemistry with the rest of the team. I think they're both newly acquired for the most part. So let me know how you guys feel about these two Herbigs. But let's move on to Joey Porter Jr. Now, Porter has fit right in with the coaching staff, and they have loved the way he adapted to the NFL lifestyle already, and is already bringing the team together, building chemistry with the other rookies. Now, rookie cornerback Corey Trice said after one of the practices, in quotation marks, "We can just continue learning off each other, continue trying to make each other better, and perfecting our craft." He is definitely a great guy. We keep just chopping it up on the field and keep trying to make each other better. We've been clicking. Close quote. Corey Trice and Joey Porter have been clicking on and off the field, already building chemistry, and that's something you love to see out of your rookies. Now, Corey Trice and Joey Porter Jr. have already shown the abilities to become absolute dogs for the Steelers going forward. And this is definitely something to be excited about if you're a Steelers fan. Not only does Porter have the on-field talent, but off the field, he is also so focused and improving each and every single day. When it comes to learning the playbook, he is soaking up the plays. He is learning what he needs to do. He is learning his assignments while also soaking in information from all of the veterans as well. And this is a perfect team for Joey Porter to go to. Not only did his dad play here, but he's got Keanu Neal, he's got Minkah Fitzpatrick, he's got Patrick Peterson, and so many other guys that can teach him the game, mold him into a great player here going forward. Now, from here, Keanu Benton was another guy who looked pretty solid throughout minicamp. The one thing the Steelers loved about Keanu Benton was his ability to play in a 3-4 scheme as a nose tackle. Now, he needs to develop a little bit in terms of getting into that, 3-4 technique, but I do think that this dude has a skill set and the learning ability to be great, and he also has a bunch of other guys here as well that can only make him better, including Cameron Hayward, you got TJ Watt, and so many other guys can only help him get better as time goes on. Now, overall, there's not too much to talk about in rookie minicamp until we get to OTAs and the pads come on. That's when things will get really, really interesting. However, when it comes to the overall skill and talent that the Steelers brought in during the draft, they have found a ton of talent, and I'm so excited to see how far they can come over the entirety of this offseason. And when I look at the roster heading into 2023, I see potential everywhere, and a team that with all the talent in the world to break out next year. I mean, just look at the roster. At wide receiver, you got Deontay Johnson, you got George Pickens and Allen Robinson, Calvin Austin, a former 4th-round pick last season out of Memphis, I believe it was. I think he could be a huge player. You got Gunner, you got Miles Boykin, a couple of other guys behind them. Hakeem Butler, who they signed out of the XFL, who I really like, a big-time guy who can make some plays. The offensive line looks so much better with Broderick Jones. You bring in the guy from Isaac from Philadelphia. You got Mason Cole James Daniels. So many guys over here. Raven Clark, Nate Herbig, Spencer Anderson, a 7th-round pick, Kevin Dodson, Dan Moore. I mean, suddenly there's a ton of talent on the offensive line, and they continue to show why they're going to keep improving as time goes on. You got Pat Fryermuth, you got Zach Gentry, and then a 3rd-round pick in Darnell Washington. We already talked about the quarterback situation, and then you got a great two-headed running back with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. They also have a breakout fullback in Monty Podubaum. I don't know if I said that right, but Monty Podubaum has looked very effective in camp as well, so look for him to make the roster. Defensively, this team has always been good and is continuing to get better here as we move on throughout the offseason with Cameron Hayward, Keanu Benson, the 2nd-round pick, Larry Ogunjobi, I think that's how you say his name. You got TJ Watt, Montravius Adams, formerly of the Saints and the Auburn Tigers, Armon Watts, DeMarvin Leal. I mean, there's just talent everywhere, within the defensive line, as well as Cole Holcomb, Landon Roberts, Alex Highsmith, Joey Porter, Keanu Neal, Micah Fitzpatrick, Levi Wallace, Pat Peterson. I mean, dude, I'm loving the way this roster looks right now. With that being said, guys, comment down below who you're most excited to see in training camp in the preseason. Is it a rookie? Is it a second-year player? Is it someone that just joined the team recently? Let me know who you're excited to see this coming season. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace. Today's video is brought to you by Pro Class, the absolute best place for you to take your game to the highest level. It's the first of its kind sports training and development platform where you can reach your highest potential by learning from some of the best athletes on the entire planet. Some of these guys include Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, Allen Iverson, DeMar DeRozan, and so many more. And I have some great news for you guys. If you guys go use my code MattyDubs, you'll get 50% off hundreds of training videos, workouts, and drills, and you can get in the lab right now. So go check it out. Go steal some of the secrets from some of the top players in the world right now. And if you are interested in developing your skills at any level, if you play in middle school, high school, college, or if your goal is just to be a better athlete, a better basketball player, this is where you need to go. Nobody else does this. Go check them out, and you can learn, develop your skills at a fast pace, high speed level. Click the link in the description for instant access to all of the secrets in the world. And remember, using code MattyDubs will get you 50% off right now, so don't miss out on this offer.